Hello friends, this is Jims of the Jims TV. Thank you for stopping by and you're welcome. On the 19th of November 2024, about 524 Africans in diaspora, which includes African Americans, Africans in the UK, the Caribbean, and the rest, were given Ghanaian citizenship, right? So they got their Ghanaian citizenship. And it happened in Accra, Ghana, right? So I got this paragraph from the Ministry of Interior's website. That's Ghana's Ministry of Interior. And it reads, the swearing-in ceremony forms part of the Beyond the Return program launched in 2019 to mark 400 years since the first African was taken to America. Now you may ask me, how did they get the citizenship? What were the requirements? What did they do? What did they have to do? And all of that. And sincerely, I do not 100% know, right? But from one of the interviews I watched on Epic It Was channel, there's a YouTuber called Epic It Was in Ghana, and it was from his channel I saw most of the updates. Now, one of the interviews he had with one of the recipients of this citizenship, she mentioned a few things, which I think is not all, definitely can be all. I'm sure there are other things to take note of, there are other things to be mindful of, to know, but she just mentioned a few. And she said acquiring a land, starting a business or doing charity or anything like that, and then applying for citizenship. Yeah, I mean, go and do your research and find out, what this is all about, how to go about it, and how to apply. In addition to that, I'm going to be discussing or sharing with you some of the things that I strongly believe are the reasons African Americans are trooping into Ghana. I mean, we've seen an influx of African Americans in Ghana in the last 5 years. I think when they started the Beyond the Return program and the Year of Return, I think it's the same thing, Year of Return, Beyond the Return in 2019. It has seen the influx of a lot of African Americans. I'm sure they were coming before then, but I mean, that program just opened doors for more African Americans, more Africans in diaspora, I beg your pardon, not just African Americans, Africans in diaspora to come to Ghana. So, I mean, these are some of my reasons. So the first one is that some of these Africans in diaspora, I wanted to say African Americans, no, some of these Africans in diaspora have done their DNA ancestry. They've, tried to trace where they're from, what countries in Africa they're from, and all of that. And at least a few of them have found out that they are kind of linked to Ghana, or at least they have a certain percentage from Ghana. So it just made sense to go to the country to see your country of origin, where you're from, and the fact that the Year of Return program started in 2019, it just opened more doors for people to come, for many people to get the opportunity to at least let me visit, even if I'm just maybe 1% Ghanaian or 2% Ghanaian or whatever, So it just made sense to go to Ghana, let's see what it is. And many of them haven't looked back. Many of them have been there even longer than, 5 years ago. Some have been there for 17 years, some much longer, some in recent years, maybe last 2 years, 1 year, and all of that. Another thing is that of all the, okay, let me speak for West Africa, right? Of all the West African countries, I want to believe that Ghana is one of the safest countries, right? Well, you can say Africa at large, they have crimes, definitely. There are issues here and there, but the country is relatively safe. I give that to them. I'm not even going to come here and say what is not. I lived there for a few years, and I can tell that, I could confidently do some things in the country and not be scared of, someone coming to hurt me or harm me or anything like that. So it could be safer. I mean, yeah, but it's safe. It's a safe country. So I guess that's why, a lot of them go there. Another thing is free land. So hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. So I read an excerpt from an interview that was done by someone. I mean, the person interviewed one of the Africans from diaspora who was a beneficiary of the Freeland program, right? So let me read an excerpt from that interview so you can understand what the Freeland is all about. Yeah. In 2020, the traditional ruler of Asebu town, so Asebu is a town in the central region of Ghana, right? The paramount chief of the area announced he would set aside 5,000 acres of farmland in his town and offer free plots to anyone in the African heritage diaspora planning to settle there. So more or less like Africans in diaspora, if you plan on settling in the Asedu town, you'll be given free land, right? But I'm sure maybe there might be one or two criteria, well, to enable you get a land. I don't know, you find out. I believe it's called the project. That's the project for the free housing, free land thing. Not housing, but a free land thing is called the Pan-African Village Project. So maybe you Google it, find out about it if you're African in diaspora and wish to go back to Ghana, wish to start a life back in Ghana. I mean, just do your research and find out more about it. And of course, there probably will be criteria. I'm very sure that there will be one or two things you have to fulfill to be able to get a free land, right? Another reason I feel like a lot of Africans are going back home to Africa, going back to Ghana specifically, is that the Ghanaian community or Ghana as a country is very accommodating. African Americans, I see how well they blend in with Ghanaians, with the Ghanaian culture. I mean, that's another reason they go back home, aside from the fact that Ghanaians are accommodating. So some of them, I heard them say they went back home because of, I mean, the culture, the weather. A lot of them love the sun. And of course, the people. I mean, the people is what makes the country accommodating, right? So the culture, the weather, the people, etc. Another reason a lot of Africans in diaspora are going back to Ghana could be that Ghana's tourism is top notch, right? So if you check it, a few of them are actually travelers, so they've been to other countries and all of that, and they want to explore, you know. And Ghana is actually a country where you can explore. Ghana is a place, it's a country that avails you the opportunity to be able to travel, try their food, see their culture, know what's, know the different cultures they have, explore so many things to do in Ghana, not just Accra, everywhere in Ghana. So like you all know, in case you've not been here for so long, whilst I was in Ghana, I visited the northern part of Ghana, Tamale to be precise. And it was a beautiful experience. It's something that I would not mind doing again, actually. I'll put the playlist here so you can watch some of the videos I made when I was in the northern part of Ghana. And it opened my eyes to see that life doesn't start and end in Accra. Accra is not even half as beautiful as the other regions in Ghana. It's not. So yeah, Ghana's tourism, I give it to them. They're doing well. They are taking their tourism very seriously. So I know that another reason many African Americans might want to go back home is that they have a community back in Ghana, right? So I know that the African Ancestral Wall, I've been there a couple of times. I'll probably link videos here or put them in the cards in the description so you can watch them and, know about them. It's a tourist attraction, right? The African Ancestral Wall at Pram Pram, yeah, Pram Pram in Accra. I know that it's a beautiful tourist attraction, and I also know that a lot of African Americans patronize them. I know a lot of Africans from diaspora visit them a lot, fellowship with them, participate in their activities. I've been to a few of their activities, and I can tell you that sometimes a chunk of the guests and the attendees at the events are Africans from diaspora, right? So I think they're also accommodating. I'm not too sure, but I think you can also make your research at the National Folklore Board in Accra. So I've been there once. I went there to interview an African American who is married to a Ghanaian Nigerian. Right, I'll leave the video. There's so many videos for you guys to catch up on. So I'll leave the video here or in the description box so you can watch that as well. So I think they were having an event that day and I went to meet her there. So maybe you can find out about, the African American community from the National Folklore Board. So maybe, ask them, find out, what they do or how they meet, or, they're meeting, just find out a lot. So by virtue of being a regular visitor at the African Ancestral Wall, I've gotten to meet a few other African Americans who have, made a good life for themselves back home, who are back in Ghana, who are doing well, who are living well. And some of them, they actually don't have any intention of coming back here. Some of them want to be there. Some of them are even cajoling the rest of their family members to join them back in Ghana, which I think is really interesting. It also looks to me that Ghana is a country that avails these Africans from diaspora the opportunity to start businesses, to do some charity work. I heard one of them talking about doing a free breast cancer screening for people in some of the rural areas and all of that, which is very good. And also do other things to make meaningful impacts in the communities. So I think Ghana makes that available for them to be able to do. I mean, that's what that woman said. It's like a criteria to get your citizenship and, all of that. So, yeah, which is good. Many of them go back home and choose to start businesses that they probably never thought of doing in their country of birth. So, yeah, and it's also like giving back to the community, like community service, giving back basically. So you've come to live in the country and you've chosen to give back, which is a good thing. So this one I know is a fact. It's not even about, oh, I think, I'm not sure. This one, okay, well, I'm kind of sure of the others, but this particular one, I'm very, very sure. And it is the fact that December in Ghana is something else. It is actually wild. There's so much to be done. There's so much to be done. So many concerts, activities to go for, events, food events, those kind of things. You see me there. If you remember, guys, yeah, food events, cooking competitions, so many events, so many things to do back in Ghana, in December actually. So it's like every business and everyone is leaving their activities and everything for December to just close the year with it, which is good, it's fair. So yeah, there's so much to do, so much to eat. Yeah. So yeah, these are some of the reasons. I'm sure there are a lot more reasons for Africans in diaspora going back home to Ghana to live, to explore, and they're all doing well. The event was so beautiful. I mean, I was happy for them actually. I was actually happy for them. So let me know in the comment section if you are an African in diaspora. That means you're African American or you're African in the UK, Africans in, Caribbeans, wherever you are, and you left the diaspora and you went back home to Africa, to Ghana. Let me know in the comment section if you're one of these people. And if you intend to go back to Ghana to, start a life, to maybe not start afresh, that's what I'm saying, to start a life, to, explore outside of where you're from, let me know in the comment section. But I have one question for you guys. I'm just wondering, it's just a question. And I mean, if you have answers, I would really appreciate it if you could, put the answers in the comment section. Let me know. I mean, that's what we're all about. We all learn, right? But I wanted to know why we only get to see citizenship being given to Africans in diaspora. How about fellow Africans in Africa? Like a Kenyan, for instance, coming to Ghana and getting a Ghanaian citizenship. Why don't we see that very often? Because I know as a foreigner, as a fellow African in Ghana, it takes a while before you can get your citizenship. It doesn't just happen in maybe you're here 1 year, 2 years. It takes a while. Some people have been there 10 years and more, doing legitimate business, making an impact in the community, doing legal work, just giving their all to the country, but they are still not, citizens. So I would like to know, is there a reason, or is there a particular process they should follow to get the citizenship that maybe they are not aware of? Let me know in the comment section, because from the interviews, I also heard some people, they've just been here 2 years. They came 2022, this 2024, and they already have their citizenship, which is really quick, which is really fast. But I'd like to know in the comment section. I'd like to know, so that, people can learn if there's something other Africans can do to get Ghanaian citizenship. Let's know in the comment section. Let's converse. Let's learn. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And let me know what you enjoyed about this video. So I'll see you in another one. Stay blessed. Bye.